remember, I talked to you, Tammy talked to you, Dave talked to you. We're all in Colorado. And so the last time we talked to you, it's a different situation, right? Our investigation was open and your case was open. That's completely different now. So your case is completely closed. Nothing about what we're going to talk about today has anything to do with an open investigation. So we're not here to get more charges on you or get any statements from you that are going to jam you up anymore, right? That's all done. So all of our cases are closed and the court case is closed. So there's nothing that we're going to talk about today that's going to get you in any type of more trouble at all. And so I wanted to make sure you knew that's not why we're here. Okay. But why we are here. So the three of us work from three different agencies, right? Quite a bit different. CBI, FBI, and Frederick PD. Different goals. And the things that happened with you kind of all brought us together. And as the months have passed on since everything happened, we just keep in touch with each other and we keep talking to each other. And we've all separately kind of said, did Chris seem unique to you? And me and Tammy have talked about this, Dave and I have talked about this. Did Chris's situation seem different to you? And we keep having that conversation. We can't quite put our finger on it, right? We think that your life leading up to all of the things that happened were very interesting to us. And for me personally, I don't know if you remember, but one of the last things you told me was, hey, Graham, I'm sorry that I started lying to you. And that stuck with me for the last couple months. It's been ringing in my head, right? I've never, ever worked a case like this where someone told me that, ever. And so as I walked away, I thought, Chris is different. Chris is a little bit unique in that regard. So in talking with Tammy and talking with Dave, I said, what did you feel like when it all went down? When we were there, we were talking to you guys, and we all kind of, in our own different way and in our own different wording, said it all happened a bit too quick for us, right? So when we saw you last, we were talking about your family, about your parents, about everyone. And then the next thing you know, for me and Tammy and for Dave, all of a sudden some patrol officers came in and arrested you. And that was far quicker than we had hoped it would happen. And you understand why that happened, and we understand why that happened. But it left us with 1,000 questions that we didn't get to ask. And then even more importantly, I think it probably left you with 1,000 things that you didn't get to talk about with us. I don't know if you feel that way or not, but and so that's why we're here today. We wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit more about everything. I think there's a lot of things that you didn't get to talk about, and so that's why we're here. And it sticks with me that to this day, there's not one person that's told me, I saw it coming. I knew Chris was like that. I knew it. Not one person. So it's interesting to me, right? Not one. So we want to talk a little bit about that. Some of the people that we work with, your family, Shanann's family, have said, if you get to talk to Chris, would you tell him some things for me? So we have that to talk about today, and it's good. I think you'll like it. I think it will give you some closure. And so really that's why we're here. Are you available to talk to us?
Definitely.
Okay. All right. How old were you when you met Shanann?
I was 25. It was 2010, so.
Okay.
So no serious girlfriends before that?
Nothing more than like 6 months or so. Yeah, there was some girls here and there, but just nothing more than the last girlfriend I had before Shanann, she was just actually got divorced, and I should never did that. But it was more of like I was kind of like helping her get through her divorce. It seemed like she went on to somebody else. I'm like, oh, nice to know.
You're the rebound guy.
The rebound guy.
Pretty much, but that's how it goes.
Would you say that in your relationships with women, it seems to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, it seems to me like you're attracted to maybe a more dominant personality?
It seemed like it because I'm more of the just reserved. I mean, I just kind of like go with the flow type.
Yeah.
And like Shanann usually made all the decisions. It seemed like so.
I get that. I'm the same. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I don't think that's right with you, but.
So then, and I know it's hard to keep bouncing back and forth, but And one of the reasons we're here is we just keep telling ourselves, grace just does not fit the mold. Grace does not.
No.
Like it just blows us away what happened, right? And so we will do a little bit of bouncing back and forth, and that's really just to get to know you a little bit better, because we never really got that chance, did we? We were
Met
talking.
you twice.
Yeah.
Met you once.
Yeah.
Probably like 3. Well, remember 3 or 4 times probably.
So then do you call her Nikki or Nicole?
I would call her Nikki.
Okay.
I know there's so many Nikkis and Nicoles in this.
Right, there is.
That's
I got confused.
So we'll call her Nikki.
Okay.
So then with Nikki, was it different?
It just seemed like I was more in control, it seemed like, and that never happened. Like she'd actually like ask me like my opinion on a lot of things and just like what I wanted to do and just kind of like, okay.
It was new, wasn't it?
Very new.
Oh, that's fascinating to me. And so did it feel more like an equal partnership or?
It seemed like it.
Yeah. Okay. So then when it was date night, would you guys talk about it? Would you ask to go somewhere, or would she say, I want to go somewhere? Was it too family?
The first time we went out, it was to a movie over at the Orchard, off the 144th over there, and I asked her like, "Hey, you want to go see this movie?" And like, she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And we got there, it was sold out, and normally you probably just have just wait 2 hours, like just go home, but now she just wanted to walk around and just talk. I'm like, okay.
Oh wow.
So that was different, and I think she wanted to go to the car museum, Shelby Museum in Boulder. I'd never been there, and I was
That's right up your alley.
oh, yeah.
Mechanic.
I was just like, that was awesome, just to walk around cars for like an hour or so. And then, drag race in Vandermeer.
Okay.
And I haven't been to a drag race since 2008. And that was in Charlotte.
Okay.
It was like they have a fueling drag strip over there. And it's like the NHRA, the Top Fuel, and fun car stuff like me and my dad used to grow up.
Yeah.
Go there like all the time. And then we went camping in Sand Dunes National Park, and I'd never been camping. I always wanted to do it. Thought it was she'd done it like countless times. I
Oh
guess.
really? Okay.
So,
She's outdoorsy?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's I guess every time like she needed to clear her head, she'd just go by herself, just go somewhere.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she's a completely new type of person and relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What were you thinking this whole time? Like in the back of your head?
In the back of my head, I was just telling myself, "What are you doing?" Like every time I open up my phone, I could see pictures and like of my wife and my kids, and just like, what am I doing? And then like every time I was with her, it seemed like I didn't think. It seemed like it was like a blinder that was in my face.
Oh.
And it just like every time I look back on it, like like I have pictures of my wife and kids and myself, and like every night, or every morning, every night, I just talk to them,
Can we talk about the hardest subject? So when we were talking, the last thing we talked about was where the girls were, but we never really got to talk about that night. So what happened?
So nothing really happened that night. It was in the morning.
Okay.
It was, me and Shanann, she got home like at 2 o'clock. And, I felt her get into bed. And I just felt like I didn't feel her. I just made sure I looked at my phone at 2 o'clock and make sure she's okay, she's in there. And I could kind of feel her kind of stirring around a little bit. And I just had a feeling that she knew like what was going on. Because obviously I didn't use like an NRO gift card, that I'd gotten. I'd used my actual credit card, and I kind of just felt like she knew what was going on. And she started rubbing her hand on me, and we ended up having sex. But I guess that was more like a test.
Oh.
I would have thought.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because when we talked, when I woke up later on in the morning, I pretty much, told her I didn't think it was gonna work anymore. And she was like, "What happened? What was last night, you know.
Mhm.
So I figured that's what we call it, a test after I've gone through everything in my head.
That makes sense.
And she just told me, you know, like to get off of her. And she's like, I knew there was somebody else. I knew there was somebody else. I knew there was somebody else. And I couldn't bring it. I couldn't just say yes, there is somebody else. But then she said, "You're never going to see the kids again. You're never going to see them again. Get off me. Don't hurt me." And then
Is that what you said?
that was because like when I climbed in bed, that was pretty much like on top, pretty much like straddling her. How to do it.
Okay.
And she thought I was gonna like, you know, hurt her or hurt the baby or something. So, because she knew that like, you know, something had happened. She thought I was just trying to, you know, just check out or something. So,
Okay.
and that's when that happened.
I know it's hard, but do you mind if we talk just a tiny bit deeper about that? So she comes home, you know, she touches him, you guys have sex. It seems like she's doing her test, which I understand. Sounds like you do too.
I'm sure like, you know, Nikki or not Nikki, Cole Atkinson or Cassie probably told her, you know.
That's what I was thinking, right? They talked about it during that whole weekend.
More than like that. That's my parents told me there was like a going through like text messages. It's like all like pretty much they all kind of just told her he's with somebody else type of deal.
Yeah. And she spent a lot of time with the gals. That's what they did probably all weekend is talk about it, give her advice. I think that's what we found, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So she comes home. You guys have sex. And then did you fall asleep between then and going to work?
Yes.
Okay. So then at some point, does she wake you up or is it you waking up for work?
Not a lot more.
Oh, okay. And you're going to work out.
Mhm.
But then that's when she started wanted to talk more. And she was pretty mad. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was. I had already kind of knew that. You know, using that credit card, it was kind of
Was that intentional?
Yeah.
I had no other way to do it.
Oh.
I used like because I got these Anarco gift cards from like you know doing good stuff at work and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and I'd use them all.
Oh. So then, Shanann, did she actually say you're never going to see the kids again?
She said that to me before.
Yeah. That's kind of hard to hear.
Yeah, because she'd said to me before she went to Arizona. Because like I wasn't really sleeping in the bedroom, I was sleeping on the couch or in the basement bed or something, and like she had slammed the door. You're never gonna see the kids again. Yeah.
Did she get fiery like that?
Only once in our entire relationship I've ever seen her that way.
Yeah. And that was a time before, or was that on the night that it happened?
No, it was probably back in North Carolina.
Oh.
It was just like one of those. It was just a fiery argument that
Yeah.
I never raised my voice to her or anything, and like you know, I just got mad and I slammed the door, and she was like, "God," I'm like, should have slammed the door.
Is that when you were in North Carolina that last week?
No, it was like
Previous to
this
that?
is like 2010, 2011.
Oh.
It was like early.
Okay.
In her old house.
Before kids?
Yes.
Were you dating or were you married at that point?
Dating.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just like I don't remember what it was about. I think some girl maybe texted me like from my past or something, and like I was just like, "What's this?" And she was like, you know, "Don't have that happen again." And I'm just like, "Heck, I can't have friends.
Right.
They're females. Like I don't even talk to this woman anymore."
Right.
And it was just like, yeah, nope.
So then on that night, was it just a new type of fight?
It was
Never had, or what? What happened?
Yeah, it was a totally different type of fight. It was like, you know, it was just felt like I don't know, it was more anger than anything else. Like there was emotion to it at first, and then it just felt like it was just anger. It was just like you know, like there was no love there. It was kind of like what we were saying, what she was saying. It was just like it's almost like we knew like something was combating at each other, and we didn't know like it wasn't ourselves.
Really?
No.
Anger from you or anger from her?
I think it was more anger from me and more like desperation from her because she wanted to fix it.
Yeah.
She knew if something wasn't right. Like, you know, like when the whole thing with my parents happened, with my parents called it Nutgate.
What happened?
Nutgate.
What's that?
Oh,
With the peanut.
Oh,
yeah.
Bowl or whatnot.
Oh, with her family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pistachio ice cream or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, they people somebody
Nutgate,
call it nut.
I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard that either.
Yeah, I guess what people are calling it.
Okay.
But that was like another out. Like, you know, maybe I could have just like stopped everything with Nikki and just kind of concentrated on helping like whatever happened there. Because
Okay.
like, Shanann had a story, my mom had a story. Like, whatever happened, I probably asked my 10-year-old nephew. Probably can tell me what actually happened. She was pretty much gung ho. Like, she tried to kill my daughter by giving her pink. I was like, I don't think she gave it to her.
And that was that her stance? Is that your mom?
Put something in front of Cece.
Like to kill her or
No,
just
just like
Didn't care.
like
Didn't pay attention.
she thinks that allergies and like this state of age is like people think, oh, you'll be
Like it's
fine.
made up
Like
kind of thing?
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll just have a rash. He'll be fine. I've seen CC, you know, like the first time. Well, I've seen a picture of when he had a cashew the first time. It wasn't good. And then she had kiwi the second time, and then the same thing happened. And I know it's real.
So you know it's serious, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like it wasn't like her throat like closed up, but she broke out in this full body rash that looked really crazy looking. And luckily, like, you know, nothing with her throat like happened. But
So did that make you angry at your mom for doing that?
yeah, I mean, I just like, no, you just gotta. I told her you need to think, you need to like, you know, pay attention. Just because another kid can have something doesn't mean another kid can have something. That's the kind of talk I had with her when Shanann called me. I think it was maybe like middle of July or something when she told me all this had happened. That's when I called my mom and talked to them for a while, and then they're just like, you know, they just couldn't deal with her anymore. Shanann just kind of like, you know, they like flipped out. My nephew told Bella to go hide behind the curtain because I don't think your mom was going to let you come over here again or something like that.
Oh.
So it got heated.
Oh, it was bad.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a last straw between them, I think.
Like in the same room or over the phone?
No, they were at
They were, and so they were
my
really
mom's
heated.
house. Yeah, because Cece and Bella and my niece and nephew were there.
Okay.
How did Shanann find out about the ice cream thing?
Because Shanann was there, and I guess they were all sitting on this couch. It was kind of like a U, and my niece went into the kitchen, and she knew where the ice cream was. I mean, she'd been there.
So it's not like your mom gave it to her? Like she
Oh,
got
no,
her
no,
own ice cream?
Yeah, she went in the freezer, got it, went out, and sat beside Cece and started eating.
Oh.
But like, it's just a matter of like Cece could go like
Right.
like that.
Can you walk me through just the last few minutes before Shanann died?
It was pretty much just like I had gotten dressed for work, and then like we started talking.
Did she come to you?
No, I was just right there in bed.
Oh,
I just,
okay.
Yeah, so I was just like, I got my blue shirt on, my jeans and everything.
You ready to go?
I was ready to go. And
Was she asleep or did you have to wake her up to finish your conversation? Or?
I would wake her up because like she got home like 2 o'clock, so she pretty much out of it. But I never knew like if her plane got delayed. Someone always told me like she just like sat around with Nicole and just like talked for a while and then came home or something. I'm not sure if that was ever true.
It was delayed.
Yeah.
But yeah, when she came home and everything, but yeah, like I woke her up to talk to her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And is that because it was just eating at your
Yeah,
brain?
like I knew like, you know, something like something just felt right with me. So I know like she knew. I just knew she knew. I just felt like maybe the kids weren't going to be there when I got home that day.
Oh, interesting. Now, I don't mean to offend, but I have to ask, is that really the truth? Okay.
I really felt like they weren't going to be there when I got home that day.
Oh. And
Like
so,
she would take them somewhere?
No, I just felt like either maybe I wouldn't go home, maybe they weren't going to be there, or I wouldn't be allowed in, type of thing.
I think I saw some text messages where Shanann talked about that she would take the kids to another state or something because she wouldn't be able to afford to live in Colorado or something like that. Did she say that kind of stuff to you, or
Yeah.
what did she say about that?
She said she couldn't afford to live in Colorado on her own, and that I told her like, well, you know, drive. I mean, she pretty much makes the same amount I do,
Yeah.
but she said she wouldn't want to try, just because, you know, Colorado just the price of living there was a lot higher than North Carolina.
And And just so I'm clear, you thought maybe she, in your mind, you thought maybe she would take the kids somewhere else or like lock you out of the house or.
Or just like, you know, I wouldn't want to make a scene, like, you know, trying to like pound on the door, trying to get in or anything like that. But like, I just felt like, you know, that was what I did on Sunday. You know, it was kind of like, or Saturday night was kind of like the last straw. Kind of like going out with somebody and using an actual bank account card and just like not trying to hide it at all.
So walk me through it though, because she comes home, she touches you, you guys have sex, you fall asleep, then you wake up for work, all natural, all, you know, a normal day's work type thing.
Yeah.
What was it that made you think, I just can't do this anymore, I have to talk to her?
It was eating away at me. Like, I knew like something, I knew everything that I did. Like, I know like when I was with Nikki, it was, you know, different. Like, I wasn't even like in the realm of I'm a dad, I'm a husband type thing.
Oh.
And then like I was saying, when I'm never at home, like sleeping in my own bed, like I have no like concept of that anymore.
Interesting.
It
So
was
in your
kinda-
mind and heart, you can moved on.
Like it kind of felt like if I wasn't at home, like I didn't think about it.
So then, exactly what did you say and what happened?
So when I woke her up, and just like, hey, we just gotta talk.
Okay.
And just like I told her, I don't feel compatible. I don't feel like this is gonna work. I just, you know, I don't wanna. Like, can we cancel a trip to Aspen? Because she had booked a trip that week
Oh.
to go to some like mystery 4-star luxury hotel or something.
Just the two of you or the whole family?
Just me and her.
Okay.
And she had Amanda Thayer couldn't watch the kids that weekend or something.
Okay.
And I was just like, can we cancel that? Can we like do something? Like, from what I remember, I even said, can we move to Brighton just to get away from like this house?
Oh.
But like, I'm not sure if that was like in the beginning or the end of part of the conversation or whatnot. That conversation went so many different ways. Like they'd gone from like staying together to not staying together to just like all of the above.
Okay. So this is half an hour, what?
Definitely not more than half an hour. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think.
Are you crying? Is she crying?
It's back and forth. It's like, you know, she's got, you know, mascara. She didn't wash her face when she got home. She had makeup on still, so mascara was running all over her and stuff like that. And yeah, it was nothing about that conversation. I just wish I could take all of it back. Just the whole Nikki thing back, everything. But
So then when did it turn?
as far as that conversation, just at the end when I was telling her like I told her I didn't love her anymore. That's when it happened.
Did you say she said something like that you were hurting the baby or something?
That was before that, because like when I was straddling her, it was kind of like around her waist type deal.
Why did you get on her like that?
Is that so she would listen to you?
I felt like she could probably listen to me just laying beside her, but I got on top of her. And every time I think about it, I'm just like, did I know I was going to do that before I got on top of her? I don't know.
Really? That's an interesting thought, Chris.
Just like everything that happened that morning, I don't know, like I try to go back in my head, I'm just like, I didn't want to do this, but I did it. And everything just kind of like,
Felt like you had to?
it just felt like it was, I don't even want to say it felt like I had to, it just felt like there was already something in my mind that was implanted that I was going to do it, and I woke up that morning, it was going to happen, and I had no control of it.
You never thought about it before?
It was just like, I don't want, like when, like you said, like in the sentencing hearing, that prosecutor said it takes 2 to 4 minutes for something like that to happen. Like why couldn't I just let go? I didn't.
Oh, that's interesting.
Why couldn't I just let
Was
go?
it feeling like it was in motion and you just couldn't stop it?
Yeah, it was just like, I don't even want to know what she saw when she looked back at me, honestly.
Did you look at her? What was she doing?
She wasn't fighting.
Why do you think she wasn't fighting?
I don't know, maybe she was praying, maybe she was just, you know, like when you guys told me, like, take off your shirt and check for defensive wounds, and like, you know, there wasn't going to be any. She didn't fight. I don't know why.
Like she didn't could she grab your arms, or were her arms pinned down, or?
Not that I remember. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think like I moved to where my knees were around her arms or anything, but it was just kind of like when I got on top of her, we started talking. That was it. It's kind of like in my head, or like in the back of my head, that was going to happen, and just like at the end of the conversation, it was just like, that's what happened. I just wish I could have let go.
Did it seem like it was that long, 2 to 4 minutes? How long did it seem for you?
Almost kind of felt like it was longer almost, because it felt like time was standing still. It's kind of like I just saw my life just disappearing before my eyes, but I just like I couldn't let go. It was like somebody else, like if you picture somebody else around you, holding your hands, holding you, keep you from not letting go.
At some point there was a statement about rage. Do you feel like you're in a rage at that point? How
That's the only way I can describe it, honestly. Like a snap. I know. I guess my attorney had said like some, strangulation is more of like a, I don't know, passionate type thing. I'm just like, I don't know how that can be passionate.
It's just intimate because you're right in there,
Yeah.
using your own hands. It's a lot different than someone standing across the room and you shooting them or something like that. So
I just felt like somebody was like behind me, just like, I just couldn't let go.